What is there to say, y'all? Commanders team is just trash right now. Ron Rivera, he needs to be fired. And unfortunately for us Commanders fans, we gotta endure this another week, and it's a short week too, which is even more annoying. They give us the primetime spotlight, thinking that Carson Wentz is going to be any good, but he's not. This game was just terrible. And where do I begin? Ron Rivera, play calling, awful, gets an F. How in the world do you go ahead? Why do you challenge a play that was obvious? A play that was obvious, that was an incomplete pass. Why would you challenge that and waste the timeout? First off. Second off, Carson Wentz, what the heck are you doing? Play calling, terrible. Scott Turner, terrible. What is going on, y'all? Like, this team, everyone thought that Carson Wentz was going to fix this QB woes. All these QB woes. No. It's a combination of Carson Wentz and this coaching staff. This defense, at least the front seven, did their job. Montez Sweat showed up. Cole Holcomb had a game. Led the team in tackles. William Jackson III got benched, by the way. He got benched. Everyone, he was saying in his post-game presser that he was hurt. No, he got benched. Ron Rivera woke up. This offensive line trash. Andrew Norwell, I don't give a shit if I got your name right now. You're trash. Trash Norwell. This offensive line is abysmal. This play calling was abysmal. Only running the ball again between 15 and 20 times this time. Brian Robinson, I'm glad you're back. I'm happy you're back. That's all I gotta, after what you've been through, you deserve to be back. It sucks that you're a part of this team right now, but I'm glad that you're okay. I'm glad that you're back. Terible McLaurin, I feel bad for you. You signed an extension. You're a loyal to this team. And they reward you by not feeding you the ball until the second half. Third down. You're 1 for 11 on third down. That is just bad. 1 for 11 on third down. Penalties were an issue. 11 penalties again today. Carson Wentz was playing solid, but of course he has to stink it up. He has to see ghosts in the end zone and throws an interception. And here's the thing. Those three plays that first, second, and third goal, he could have gotten intercepted earlier in those first two plays. He really could have, because he was throwing it into tight coverage. What? Were you looking for J.D. McKissick? Could you not see other players on this team, Carson? Really? You have to be so predictable that the lane was open for you to run into the end zone. But then again, Ron Rivera, the head coach, has to make a boneheaded decision and challenge an incomplete pass, which was incomplete in the beginning. What else can I say right now? Dan Snyder's too scared right now. Hey, Jason. We got to add Dan Snyder to the No Nuts Club. We got to come up with a clever name for Dan Snyder. Dan Snyder the Snake. Because he only comes out and bites when it's necessary. And then he goes back into his hole so that way hunters can't find this son of a bitch. Man, this was bad. And this was a winnable. This was a winnable game too. Dyami Brown. Let's talk about the positive for a second. Dyami Brown stepped up when he needed. He only had 2 catches. Dyami Brown did, and in those 2 catches, he had 105 yards alone. 75-yard bomb to Carson Wentz. He had the 2 touchdowns the Commanders had today were Dyami Brown catches. He fit nicely today. Gotta feed him in the absence of Jahan Dotson. This offensive line gave up sacks. Carson Wentz was sacked 4 or 5 times? Let me see what else. The defense, the front 7, Montez Sweat came to play. John Allen came. Duran played. Montez Sweat got 2 sacks. They pressured Ryan Tannehill. They shut down for at least a quarter and a half Derrick Henry. They played very well. They played decently against Derrick Henry, did the front 7 of this defense. They gave up the 2 touchdowns, or 3 touchdowns, or whatever it was, but they weren't big runs. No-name guys, this secondary is hot garbage. It's Ron Rivera's guys. And these guys are producing fruit. And Ron Rivera has the balls, has the nerve to go up in the post-game press conference and interrupt the reporters' questions. They were legitimate questions, and he was fed up. But why are you fed up? Because you're a terrible coach. The media asks you the right questions, and you cut them off in mid-sentence with your snarky response, which, by the way, I got to learn how to do tabs, and I'm going to have Jason walk me through them. Walk me how to do the tabs, and I'll do the press conference reaction probably tomorrow. Look out for that. Washington loses 4 straight now. The Bears are up and down, but I guarantee you the Bears are going to give us 5 straight. Dan Snyder, the Snake, isn't going to fire Ron Rivera when he really needs to go. I'm sick of Carson Wentz as well. Carson Wentz needs to go. The incompletion. Why in the world would you throw it on 4th and... Why would you throw it high and turn over on downs? If it wasn't for Dyami Brown, this score would have probably been 21-3. Up and down Carson Wentz, and I'm sick of it, y'all. I'm sick of it. This is just... And Ron Rivera is saying it's a process. Well, guess what? Brian Dable is making you look bad. He got the Giants at 4-1 in his first season. 4-1, and they beat the Green Bay Packers. The Eagles Last year they recognized, man, we need to improve in our offensive line. We need to improve in our wide receiving core. A little bit on our defense. And they made the improvements, and they made the right improvements. They got top targeted guys in free agency. They trade for A.J. Brown. What has Ron Rivera done? What has Ron Rivera done? He doesn't trade for big names. Aside, you get Carson Wentz. Okay, whatever. But you don't trade for anyone else. Defensively, offensively, offensive line weapons or offensive line guys that you can, that can improve your offensive line. You don't improve that secondary. Instead, you trust stupid guys like Rashad Wildgoose and whoever else is on that team. William Jackson III, who got benched again. Like I said, this is the third time I've said that, but who gives a crap? Kendall Fuller, who gets cooked, even though he didn't get cooked today. Your linebacking core is trash. You get guys like John Bostic on this team. What the heck? David Mayo's on this team. I haven't even heard of David Mayo until he showed up to this team a year ago. So I'm done. I'm done with this team until further notice. Like, this team, again, I mentioned this to Ed Oliver. I was like, look, he was like, look, I got us going 3. He said this. I got us going 3-3 after the Bears, dude. And I told you, I'm like, bro, as easily as they can go to 3-3, they can be 1-5. And my prediction's coming true. You know what? I'll do you one better. Because after that Week 6 matchup, they got Green Bay. They're going to go 1-6. They're going to go 1-6, but Ron Rivera is still going to be coaching on the sidelines. Scott Turner's still going to be here. Jack Del Rio's going to still be here. Because Dan Snyder's freaking scared of doing anything else. Well, that's it. That's all. I'm done here. Done with this rant. Done with this shitfest that is the Washington Commanders video. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm out of here.